last session, you all had just arrived on the outskirts of a small town known as Amphale. Here in Amphale, a feast was underway. A feast to celebrate the changing of the guard, if you will. The changing of leadership in Amphale. As was customary, justified a feast of humongous proportions. And as you all arrived, you were all invited to partake in the feast, and several of you did so with gusto. After several drinks, a few songs, and some questions of the townsfolk and the partiers, the fanfare was brought to a sudden halt by a trio of uninvited guests. These party crashers had been lured to the town by aromas of roasting beasts and the shine of the town's many bonfires. These uninvited guests were several hill giants, and they had arrived to crash the party. Formulating an excellent plan to minimize the amount of damage that the town took, you all defeated these brutes before they could do any major harm to the town or its people, meeting them on the outskirts of town and battling there instead of allowing them to make their way deeper into town and potentially causing more loss of life and property. After this sobering event, the festivities then continued, and you all partied throughout the night, finally taking to bed and awakening far earlier than any of the other townsfolk, save for the town guard and historian, who was able to give you quite a bit of useful information. After you guys woke from your rest and said your farewells to the town guard, you all put Amphale behind you, and once more set out northward towards Tribor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody. So, all right, good stuff. So, you all are just outside of Amphale. Just outside of Amphale, when the early morning begins to darken just a bit, and you hear the first ominous crashes of storm clouds off in the distance. You can see that from the north, massive storm clouds are building, and they are on their way to you now. So, all of you on the road, your wagon and your draft horses and riding horses. Is there anything in particular you guys would like to do while you're on the road?
Do these storm clouds look like normal, or do they look suspicious?
Go ahead and make a nature check, Andy.
Sorry, I pulled my character sheet up. I'm sorry.
No worries at all.
Character sheet. Nature.
Okay. They seem natural enough. Yeah. To the average person's eye, they do appear to just be some rather large, nasty-looking storm clouds on the horizon.
All right.
If you find that answer vague and unconvincing, that was the point.
Okay, honestly, kind of forgot where we're heading next to again. Are we just going down the road?
So your final destination
Is Tribor.
Tribor. Okay, it's way up
And,
here.
and it's
Oh,
like 500 miles away.
That's it.
You guys have a bit of a ways to go.
That's
Yeah.
a minute. Okay, so
So yeah, so let's go ahead and
Oh,
that's
the,
a while.
and you guys average about 20-ish miles a day.
We're getting our steps in.
Right? At least your horses are.
Huh. Guess. What do you guys want to do?
Well,
Like,
Brevin is inclined to just kind of keep pressing on some because if the storm comes, it's going to come. If the party finds a good area to wait it out for it to pass through, that might be a wise course of action.
I'm like seeing Horace do this, and I'm like, that's 20 miles. That's an entire day. I'm like, oh my god, so a minute.
Right
All
here,
right.
if I can also put the grid down so you guys can get a good idea of
It's
distance
like
that you
the
guys are
RPG. It's like the RPG player in me. It's just like wants to like, okay, I see it. I see the Westwoods. Let's go Westwoods.
That is not set up properly right now, so we are not turning that on.
Alright. Okay. I guess we just keep traveling and see what we run into. There's Caldell. If you guys want to go to Caldell.
That's kind of off the road, and that'd be going off road.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Although,
kind of the point. Adventure. Come on, my man.
So yeah,
Alright.
Surely there's
those
adventure
of
to
you
be
that
had on the
are
road.
those of you that are familiar with the region would know that Caldell is a logging village. Um, Rather quaint little village. Nothing too spectacular there.
Alright, Sean,
well,
pull
I'm
out that D100.
not.
And see what we run into. Yeah.
All right.
Alright,
And
so
yeah, just a little bit of. See, the cool thing about this whole campaign is that since you guys are all from the Sword Coast, it stands to reason that especially those of you that are from this general area and from water deep in the surrounding areas, would know a little bit about these kind of places. So, the Westwood is home to many worshippers of Myaliki, the Earth Mother, by other names. Um, Lots of woodcutters, lots of elves and ancient elven kingdoms within the Westwood. But yeah, you guys would actually know that a lot of the area around here actually has elven ruins. Some over 3,000 years old, scattered throughout this area and the Westwood.
my money's on the Westwood. Let's go. Alright. Let's put on a vote on what we do, or what's up?
Well, I know that our goal is to attempt to get to Tribor as quickly as we can. That being said, I also know that it's a long road up there, and we might get sidetracked between here and there a bit.
Just a quick point of order too. You guys also know that the Lord's Alliance has instructed you all to assist their interests whenever possible. Not saying
Yeah.
that anything in the Westwood or anything that I just mentioned is that, but just something to remember that they've also given
Yes.
you the go ahead to just do whatever
We
you
got
want as long as it advances the interests of the alliance in some way.
Yeah. And well, there's a part of my character that does not mind looking around old ruins and stuff, just out of curiosity's sake.
Okay, guys. So as
I'm
you are
having
making
and sorry, just had to flip a little mental coin as far as which way my character would go at this moment, because two
All I'm saying.
conflicting things.
All I'm saying. Frederick's a free spirit. Adventure is calling.
Andy would pretty much go wherever Horace and Brevin went.
I'm not adverse to spending a few days underground. All this air and sunshine has got me a little stir crazy.
All right, Drake. What about you? Westwood or keep going?
Westwood. Why even Westwood? Just up the. Because it's on the map?
Okay, we're in Athel. Westwood is like literally to the left, so I'm like a 3 days travel right
Oh,
there.
it's raining.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's boss. That's actually really
Over
cool.
a large area.
That is a lot
Over
of
the
rain.
continent.
We are doomed. that flooding's happened, people. All right,
Mhm.
so where to then, guys?
I'm
North
with
on the road
yeah.
for 20 miles.
All right, north on the road for 20 miles it is.
All right, everybody. So, as you all make your way northward from Anfale, it is relatively uneventful for a while. The road
You
is
better be rolling that D100.
relatively empty for the most part. Not many travelers making their way in this direction, especially with the weather turning as it has been. But when you guys get to about maybe halfway, say after a full day of travel, you guys manage to make camp, and then after you struck out the following day, at about the halfway point between Amphale and Red Larch, you hear something off in the distance, northward, definitely along the path of the road. Could everyone please make perception checks for me?
Yes, sir.
Sure thing.
Well, I can try token on it. Or what was the macros for that again?
Perception?
Yeah, because
When we're on large area maps like this, it's best to just pull your character sheet out and do it from there.
gotcha, Chief.
That's the easiest way to do it from this point.
Mm,
Okay, so
1 second, roll 20 is being finicky at the moment.
Same for me. Okay, there we go. Much better.
Ooh, mine sucked.
nice.
And how do I do one for Flitch?
Oh shit. Okay.
Lol.
It looks like Dandy, Frederick, and Drake can just see everything.
Oh, right.
I did
Some
not
of
see
us
my
are
roll.
inside the cart.
Wait, how do I roll for Flitch? Or can I just like, I'm gonna drag his token out?
So this is you guys. This is totally fine. You guys can get all the info that you need out of those 3 rules.
Perfect.
So
But
you guys hear what sounds like crashing,
oh,
and as you begin to focus in on it a little bit more and really kind of put your ear to the air and really try to figure it out, it sounds like stone on wood just over and over again, thud, thud, and you're hearing this, and it sounds like something is being smashed to bits. But after a few moments, there's less and less to smash, but the thudding still continues. Sounds like it's maybe 100 or so feet up the road, maybe more. It's barely visible through the rain and all the fog and the cloud cover that's coming down. But see, you can definitely
Nice
hear that
work.
something is happening up there.
just for the record, I'm actually upset that I rolled 2 natural 20s for a perception check. Where were these yesterday?
Let's get Flinch.
or last session.
Last session, I rolled 2 natural 20s to get off a horse.
Okay.
It was a somersault in full armor, but there you go.
To be
Landing
fair, you're
like
like what?
Spider-Man.
4'10", I guess.
I'm an even 5.
You're
Even
an
5.
Even 5. That's like at least a 5-foot drop. Like, you could break your neck from that. Oh man.
So why don't we send our small flying
Yeah, I'll send them
for
my bat.
reconnoiters?
I think with the 18, Flitch would notice that, would he? As well.
Yeah, Flinch would also have heard it. You guys would all hear it, and those of you with the higher rolls would be able to relay the specifics to the rest of the party.
Dandy hasn't suplexed an ogre lately. Just saying.
So I'm gonna send out Flitch with E. And wait, where did Flitch go? Wait a minute, what?
Oh, I took him off the map.
Oh, well, all right. So like,
You can go and drop him back.
E around, I guess. Yeah. So Flitch and E are just flying straight towards that. Is that cool, my boy?
He is swearing in bat because he was woken up from a deep nap.
So I can just imagine this wagon just has E up like hanging from the top of like. Wait, is this wagon have like a top part, or it just open? It's completely open.
Sorry.
Like you know how some wagons have like that.
Oh no, it's a
tent,
covered
like-
wagon.
Okay, cool. So like I just imagine E just holding onto it like one of the beams or like one of the pieces of wood that's holding it up. Like all just hanging, sleeping, and Brendan's just like, "Hey, wake up!"
All right. So, as E and Flinch make their way farther up the road, easily obscured by the weather and the current conditions, they both spot a very large humanoid made of stone pulverizing a cart to bits on the road.
That is within range, right? With like the whole follower or the whole summon thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fine. So this is what they see. I'm not sure. I'm gonna go ahead and say that they're out of range to be able to specifically communicate this back to you. That's like a couple hundred feet, right?
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So they're out of range to communicate it directly back to you, but they do see that stone humanoid just pulverizing what's left of a wagon into the ground. And let's make perception checks for both of them real quick.
Yes, sir. Of course.
Do the check. Input value.
I'm sorry, what check was it?
That's perception
Oh, it's
just for
for
E
the-
and Flinch.
Okay, I'm sorry. I was
No worries, you're good.
chewing. It was loud.
Little Fletch got 13.
So, luckily, they're not too difficult to spot. Flinch sees a trio of people kind of hunkering down behind a slope, looking at this happening, and you can't really make out what they're saying over the noise of the rain and everything, but there's definitely a few people just sitting there watching and pointing at the cart, and it almost looks like they're arguing with one another as they point down at the cart down there being absolutely pulverized.
Is there anything else at the scene that Flinch would see?
Nope, just the stone creature beating the crap out of a cart and the three people hiding, pointing, and arguing about it.
Guess Flinch will fly back at that point.
Yeah,
So,
he would as well.
yeah. So you said stone, like a stone humanoid, like his whole body was made out of rocks, or like it looked like it was skin, like his skin is hard as stone.
It looks like a guy made of stone.
Gotcha. Yeah, Fletch can't do anything against that. his stabby tactic is not gonna be very effective against rock. Yeah, so you just fly back and relay that to me. He's just,
yeah.
he just says like, it's like big rocks everywhere. 3 people. As vague as possible.
Okay, so what would you
He
guys
just
like to do?
he just communicates in the most prim and offended voice ever. I was made to go out in this rain and this poor weather, and I beheld a large human-like thing that is so indecent it didn't even have snacks upon it.
I love that he's
How dare.
I kind of miss the screaming in the ear more.
Hey,
What's
he's
the
on
call,
this
guy?
mission. He's on these missions just for the snacks. I'm
Clear these guys out of here for now.
Well, there were 3 people nearby where this large stone-like thing is destroying some sort of wagon. If nothing else, we may need to at least see if these people need any help of any sort.
My thoughts exactly.
We were told to, do the Lord's Alliance work as we found it. And I would be interested in surprising somebody once, just to see what it feels like.
Just see what it feels like. He said. All right, I guess we're fighting a stone giant then, or golem.
Or at least trying to talk to it at a bare minimum.
Wait, what?
Yes,
you
we're going,
actually talk to it
but with
Cool.
surprise.
with surprise and magic. Gotcha. Man, apparently I'm the crazy one for trying to talk to these enemies. All
Right.
right, let's head
So
it.
what would you guys like to do?
I say let's head up like couple like 50 or 60 so feet, like just so it doesn't attract attention, and try to sneak around and to get to the 3 people first, and then get the whole perspective. You know what I mean?
Anybody else?
I am
How far-
thinking we probably don't want our wagons and stuff nearby this thing if it enjoys destroying wagons.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
like
yeah,
50
he
or
hates those
so feet.
wagons.
Because like I don't think we should leave our wagon like 100 feet away, where like possibly someone could steal it. Yeah, I don't think Frederick wants to be on foot during this whole rain.
I would
storm
rather have
going.
to hunt down our wagon than carry the pieces.
Yeah.
All right, let's hop off.
Right. I'll get off the horses.
Wait, do I have Does anyone know minor illusion?
I wish.
I do.
Mm,
Oh, do you mind casting like? Is it possible to cast minor illusion over the wagon to like turn into
won't-
like
won't
make
go
Over the
Five-
wagon, it won't work.
Does not
5
cover
foot cube.
5 for a
Yeah.
cube? Okay, gotcha. Well, is there a spell that you can do that though, or no?
Major
Uh,
illusion.
Yeah, major.
Okay.
major illusion, it's called.
All right.
Silent image. First level.
Silent. Ooh, okay.
mhm.
Try to pick that up later, if possible. Yeah. All right. Let's head up. Let's head up to those people.
So, you guys want to head over towards the 3 people that are kind of hanging back and watching?
Yeah, it's like he's just like Flitch just flying overhead, just guiding us like around to them.
Okay. So yeah, as you guys approach, climbing up the side of a slick, grassy hill, the rain's still coming down. I wouldn't call it like violently raining or anything like that, but it is definitely soaking some things, making visibility a little less easy. But are you guys attempting to approach these 3 in silence, or do you not care about these 3?
Mm,
They may have escaped the notice of the stone giant. And if we walk to them, why, that would just be pointing them out.
mhm.
Yeah. So try sneak near them. I
So why don't
guess?
all of you make stealth checks?
Yes.
Yeah.
sir.
I'm not going to go towards them.
Just keep an eye on the track for us.
Uh,
So yeah,
Mhm.
you do manage to get up behind them, and right as you're approaching, one of them turns towards you and is like, "Ah!" Quite startled. He says,
You give him the
"What-
shush
Like,
finger.
like, shh, shh, shh. Be quiet.
He nods. Doesn't say anything. At this point, the other 2 have turned around and they're looking at you all with like wide eyes. They see your weapons and armor, and they put their hands up.
Yeah, I'm just holding my finger up to my lips and just trying to keep the volume down, or like shushing them if possible.
Please don't
I'm,
rob us. Everything we had was on the cart.
We're not here to rob you. We're here to help you.
Really?
I noticed your cart's kind of in pieces now. What happened here?
We
A
were just
jump.
heading along the road on our way to Red Larch, and this thing just plowed us over from the side. Just ran up and kicked the cart over, and luckily it didn't try to follow us. It just sat there and smashed the cart to pieces.
Hmm.
Can I attempt an insight check?
Yeah, of course.
That is
Which
lucky.
one? I know, right? That's very Where's insight? There it is.
This man seems very truthful.
All right.
He says, yeah, we don't even have anything very valuable. It was just barley and some ale from Amphail down the way.
All right.
Oof.
Yeah, just looks like it's a string of bad luck.
I'm
Okay.
Of course, the question. Well, we ourselves are on the way to Red Larch ourselves, gentlemen. Presuming if we can remove this obstacle from the roadway, would you appreciate some company on the way up there?
Well, yes, of course. Some extra hands, some extra people along certainly couldn't hurt, but we really just need to recover whatever we can from the cart.
I
And
agree.
as he says that, you see the golem. You hear this huge just poof down as it just slams into the remains of the cart again, and all three of them just wince. Oh.
I'm just looking over we're hiding behind a rock, right?
Yeah, and if you guys look over, you actually can get a good look at what's happening down there now.
I'm like,
What?
I'm just
Do I
like,
know? Is there anything I can roll to see if I know what this thing?
Sure. Go ahead and roll a history check.
Okay. And pro.
Hey,
well, there we go.
So, as you glance up and over the hillside to get a look at what's destroying the wagon, you see a stone golem down there. You know that these things were popular among the elves and other such creatures as defenders. They would leave them in ancient temples, ancient troves to guard them, various places like that. And as you're looking down at it, you can see that is what this was at one point. It was elvish design. You can tell by the elvish features in the golem as well as the design of the carvings and whatnot that it was elvish in nature. And yeah. So a stone golem made by the elves, generally left behind to guard something.
Probably explains
We're
why I
having-
just attacked the car.
Revan ducks down and he explains this to everyone. Also mentioning the fact that oftentimes they were used as guardians of either specific areas, wealth, possibly magical items that someone wants to have guarded, things of that nature. But
Would you know how to take it down?
happening.
they tend to historically be fairly more durable than most flesh and blood things are.
Like
Like,
peek
there's
over the
not
rock
a
again, I was like, I think so too. Would it respond to Elvish?
Possibly, though it could also depend upon how old of an elvish golem it is as well, and how much the elvish language has changed over time. But it might not hurt to try.
Yeah, honestly. It might actually hurt a lot. Alright.
So yeah, it's just this whole situation is happening not far from where you are now. You can hear it smashing and tromping onto the wagon.
So I just imagine this. We're having a conversation, all we hear is just like heavy thuds ever so smashing into wood.
Mhm.
Alright,
You guys
so
are
it-
about 50. I'm sorry, you're about 60 feet from the wagon and the golem currently.
All right.
I'm a-
Does anyone else speak Elvish other than Frederick? Preferably
I
someone's
do
less
not.
squishy. Okay. Like I'm down to
So-
try it out. Like
I am going to go ahead and drop you guys right here for now.
all right, all right. Oh, that is definitely a golem. Yeah. Huh.
And much more refined looking than most of the.
I wasn't willing
lot
to
people see.
run to the
Right,
people
right. So you're still back there. That's fine.
Alrighty.
because I'm just a noisy armor dwarf.
Oh man. All right. So any of us have any objections against testing out the whole try talking to it in Elvish?
Speak, friend,
Any other?
and enter.
I'm
I'm
Any
sure
other
it
before
just.
before Frederica starts trying to talk with it, Brevin is going to put a hand on his shoulder and cast the cantrip guidance on him, so he gets a D4 he can add to his first saving
Okay.
throw check, whatever it is.
Thank you. All right. Quick question: can I hold an action while talking to him or no?
Yeah, you can hold that. Well, what would you like to hold?
Misty
Run
Step.
away.
Misty Step. It's like I try to talk to him. If communication fails, I go bamf.
Misty Step is a bonus action. You can't hold a bonus action.
Never mind then.
Guys, Roll20 added a new button to the toolbar. I have no idea what it does, but I really want to press it.
Is it the shiny candy-like button?
It,
Does it cast?
it kind of looks like a lollipop a little bit.
Does it cast like 100 fireballs in this thing?
It's got it looks like it could be a torch.
Alrighty. Okay, it sounds very flammable. I'm okay with that. Alright, so any other plans, or are we just going straight in with democracy first?
I'm gives a little shrug, saying, "Well, if it attempts to react violently, I just plan on firing at it if it attempts to attack any of us."
I should give you a
Dandy is
wary
just going to look
smile.
at Frederick. Dandy's just going to look at Frederick and say, if he slays you, we will mourn you.
I just give like a half-ass smile and just like a thumbs up. Let's go.
Okay, so you guys can all prepare an
Cool.
action. You guys have plenty of time to plan. Horus, if you want to reposition, you're more than welcome to.
How
This thing
far
does
away?
not seem to
Oh.
have noticed any of you at all. It
Okay,
seems
so-
wholly intent on just pulverizing the cart.
Sean, good question. What side is it facing? Like, is it facing like this way or that way?
It is currently facing towards the hill, but its head is pointed down as it's just pummeling the cart to pieces.
Gotcha. So over here then, right? Who's
Yeah.
facing this direction?
It is
Okay.
facing that direction, yes.
So I'm just on. We're not in a turtle, so I can move as far as I can, or no?
Yeah, you can as long as you don't move towards it, I'll say you can reposition however you want to. Since it's
So
looking
I'm
right in your guys' direction, any movement could potentially draw its attention. But yeah, mainly Horus can reposition if he wants to because he's not in its sight line anywhere.
Okay, so like, here's the point I'm thinking. Where's the little snap? Wait, there we go. So I'm thinking like moving this way, like go over near Horus, and from Horus moving to this hill over here. Is that okay?
So you want to move back down the hill and then reposition to get behind it?
Yeah. Where I would just like try to like get his attention, so he doesn't face them, and if he tries anything, I could move back or move towards Horus,
Yeah, that's fine.
and they will have easy like shots without being spotted.
Yeah. Yeah, you can go ahead and reposition however you want to. Do wherever
Gotcha,
you want
so
to.
I'm
Really, as long as you're not moving directly in its sight lines, then you're good. So you'd have to move back down the hill from which you came up, and then
Perfect.
back around to where Horus is at.
So, eh, so I'm gonna try to attempt to call it out in Elvish, and I'm just like yell out, "Excuse me."
As soon as you speak, you hear the grinding of stone on stone as it raises its head up and then pivots its entire upper body towards you.
and so I call him out. It's like, uh, "Dear guardian, why are you here? And we require a safe passage."
And we're going to roll initiative.
All right, cool. But it's
Oh
completely
boy.
backfired. Oh wow.
I promised we'd warn you.
So as a bonus, actually, can I just bamf out real fast?
You can certainly do so on your turn initiative.
All right. I'll pull infliction.
I also got to. Hold on 1 sec.
Is the music cutting out and back in for anyone else?
Yeah. Here we go.
Like right there, it's all glitchy for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only time I heard it at all.
No.
I really thought talking to me in Elvish would do something.
He just runs programs.
Yeah.
Talking
Let people
to it
watch
in
program to
Elvish
do.
might have done something if you had
Try.
if you had said the correct things. But hello, how are you doing was not the correct thing. Okay, just 1 second. Let me see if I can get the music back going. If I can't, we'll just go on without it.
Mhm.
Alrighty, see what we can do.
Weird. Okay. So the only thing that I have changed was adding those weather overlays. So we'll see if that's missing.
It gets so much brighter when you turn the rain off.
Yeah. Okay. Music's broke. That sucks. All right.
Okay.
All right, everybody. So it does look like Brevon's familiar is going to be up
Guano attack.
first.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's just going to fly up there so far.
Okay.
And that's about all what he's going to do because he's just getting in position to help someone if he needs to.
Take cover.
Mm-hmm. That's it for him.
Okay. Andy. Seeing this thing get up and begin menacingly moving towards Frederick, what do you
Why do I always have to save you?
want to do?
Oh, okay,
She is
I see
going
how it
to
is.
come forward and she's going to rage and hawk her javelin.
Nice. Okay. $15. The javelin strikes the stone golem and ricochets off harmlessly.
That was a warning shot.
It does not even turn towards you.
That's fine. My next, I'm just going to tell Frederick to, protect his face. I'm done.
Okay, Frederick.
All right.
You may now bamf at will.
Well. Okay. Okay. So can't really do that without losing an action or losing my spells. Okay. So I'm just going to shoot a good old-fashioned magic missile right at his head.
Nice.
See how well that plays out. And damage. That's weird.
Okay.
It's not letting me do damage. Or is it 3
Oh,
force
that
damage?
is 3. It's 3 force 3 times.
Alright, so that's 9 damage to the head.
Okay.
And I'll just give me a little moment. If I slide down the hill, how much of my
It's just your regular movement.
okay. So just want to slide down this little hill right here. And then move towards which way? So it's 1, 5, 10, 15, 20 right here. And I guess I'll finish my turn with that.
Okay.
And
All right. Flinch.
I guess I'll keep Flinch hidden for now. He'll go more towards around him, and that's it. Do I have to roll a stealth check for Flinch, or
Is he trying to hide from the goal?
just avoid, like, because he's still focusing on me, right?
Yes. It is still
Yeah,
fully
so-
focused on you.
Okay, so I don't think you know you roll a stealth check for that. Flinch will just try like stay around, like circle around him from behind, if so. So I guess I'll end his turn that with that as well.
Okay. Revan.
He is going to move. And with him up a little bit here, just so this thing has focus between him and the regular folks. And I think I'm just going to sit here and target this thing, and I'm going to hurl one of my little Eldritch Blasts straight at it.
Okay.
Just to see what it does.
That 26
I'm
certainly
assuming the
hits.
26 hits.
Yeah. Be a little scary if it didn't, right?
And looks like 6 plus 4 because I do not have the hex going yet. So that'd be 10 damage total.
Got it. All right, Brevin. Similarly to Frederick's magic missiles, your bolt of arcane energy does strike it, and you can see chips of stone flying off it. But still, it seems wholly focused on Frederick, and doesn't even turn to react to your attack. Frederick, did you Misty Step at any point?
No, I did not Misty Step.
Okay.
Because I cast a leveled spell, so I couldn't
Got it.
Misty Step.
Let's check. Anything else?
You can't cast 2 level spells, right?
No.
No.
Yeah, so I could. So I just moved.
Okay. So, Frederick, the thing still wholly focused on you, seemingly oblivious to all else in the world, begins slowly clomping towards you.
Oh my gosh, I don't like this at all, guys.
And just before it reaches you, Brevin, you see its eyes begin to glow with this strange yellowish light. I need you to make a wisdom save.
Me?
Yep.
All right.
I'm
Oh my gosh. Just check. Check. Oh my god, stop that.
Wisdom save.
now it did also give you that little guidance too that should help out a little.
Guidance is for ability checks, not saving throws.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. Oh my god, roll 20. Why are you being so slow with me right now?
You know, I think roll 20
Too
in
long
general
playing
is just
with
having
Paladin.
issues because my audio is not working on roll 20, but it's working everywhere else.
Alright, man. Look what happened here.
Frederick, you seem, as you're looking around, the rain seems like it's falling, seems like it starts to fall slower for you. The movements of other things are beginning to slow down. You cannot use reactions. Your speed is halved.
Alright, what happened now?
Frederick?
The rain is
Yeah.
moving faster for him.
That seemed, yeah, that could be one way to do it. But I don't know. It
Okay.
just seemed weird to have have everything around him speed up. But yes, that is the
Yeah,
idea
yeah.
of it, Horace. That he is being
Ooh.
affected by a slow spell.
A
Frederick,
slow spell.
cannot use reactions. Your speed is halved. You can't make more than one attack on your turn. You can take either an action or a bonus action, not both.
Okay.
That is its turn.
Alright.
And it would have gotten the rest of the way to you.
Wait a minute. Alright. Alright, Horace. Do your
Not
thing.
gonna lie, this action music playlist I found on YouTube slaps harder than the stuff in Roll 20.
Hey man, I just have chill lo-fi playing in the background, so I'm like, oh, this is like completely countering what's happening right now.
Okay, it's yours.
I'm gonna raise my shield up and cast Shield of Faith as a bonus action.
Okay.
And 5, 10, 15, 20. And much as I don't want to, I'm going to swing at it just to try and get the attention off of Frederick.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack. 21 hits. Horace, your hammer slams into its flank. You see little chips of stone flying off of it, but it does not seem to do as much damage as you would hoped it would.
Nope.
Inferior elven craftsmanship, am I right?
Well, it is chipping. Is he still staring at Frederick?
He is.
I just slowly turn to Horace. What was that?
You're welcome.
All right.
Slow palm, like face palm.
Right, Drake. That brings us to you.
Alright, it looks pretty healthy, so it didn't respond to him saying that. Let's see.
Just a little thing, Sean, do you mind putting the effects of slowness in the chat?
Alright, I'm gonna yell out in Elvish to this golem. I'm gonna say, halt! Stop what you're doing.
Drake, its head kind of lifts up at your command, like it was listening. Pauses for a brief moment, and then refocuses.
I'll say one more thing if that's alright, or...
It will be your action if you want to say anything else. Take any more direct action.
Alright. I'm just gonna hit it for now. Let's see.
That's generally how those kind of things work. Is when talking and saying specific things will generally do it. I will let you use your bonus action to do it. But yeah, anything more than that will have to use an action. Okay, so 15. 15 does not hit.
Alright, that's it for me.
Okay, back to E.
He's just going to. He's trying to get close enough to attempt to support Horace and Frederick, but he does not quite have the speed to get there yet.
Okay. Poor little guy. Little wings can only get him so far.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dandy.
All right. Dandy would like to. Can she tell what this thing was guarding?
I'll
Like,
let you
can
use
I
your
roll
bonus
to-
action to make a survival check.
Okay. Can I do that now?
Yeah.
Cool. Survival.
Dandy, with your 14, you can see a clear path has been stomped out through the brush and into the mud, leading northwest of your current position and straight up to the cart.
Is it go to like woods or?
Does in fact go into the woods.
I'm going to ask the travelers there very quickly, if that's okay.
Yeah.
What do they know anything about those woods over there?
Only that it used to be a lot of elves used to live there. That's all they know.
Okay. How far off are the woods? I'm sorry.
They're a good 400 or 500 feet.
Oh, okay, I
Not
wouldn't
more. Yeah,
make
out,
much.
nearly
Okay.
nearly out of sight.
Okay, no problem. I'm going to come forward again because I'm not scared of no stone giants, and huck another javelin.
Okay.
Shit, this is not going well. I'm wasting javelins.
Furthermore, Dandy, your javelin that you struck it with initially, now the one that you initially hit it with, its tip is bent and laying on the ground next to it.
Well, no wonder I'm raging.
Javelins did piercing damage, right?
Yeah. All right, I guess that's my my move.
Okay, Frederick. Frederick, you are muted if you're talking.
My apologies.
You're good.
If I've used Misty Step, would that be cut in half as well?
No, it's just your movement. So your Misty Step spell will take you as far as it's supposed to go. But remember, you can only do action or bonus action.
Yes. Or take a pummeling from a giant golem.
Or take a pummeling from a giant golem.
Yeah, so I'd rather Misty Step out.
Okay.
And I'm gonna move. It's 30 feet, right?
Yep, 30 feet.
Yeah, 30 feet. So, I'll give you a little moment. I'm gonna go right about. Yeah, okay, right there. So I'm gonna move right before my best friend Dandy. Right here.
Okay.
And invest all my actions. So it says for slow, I gotta attempt to do another saving throw.
Yep, at the end of your turn.
Yeah, that'll be my turn. And roll another wisdom save.
Yep.
Alright, give me a momento. And wisdom. Fingers crossed.
Perfect, spot and you all watch as the stone golem begins to look around. As soon as Frederick disappears, it stands bolt upright for a second, and then slowly begins to rotate itself around until it spots him again, and then it shifts the rest of its body.
This is horrifying. It's like a Terminator coming
You
after me.
guys saw the mindless obsession it had with crushing that cart into nothingness. It should tell you a little bit something about its modus operandi.
Mm-hmm.
Could I just yell out in Elvish, leave me alone?
Alright, that's gonna bring us to Flinch.
Okay, yeah, Flinch. So Flinch can only move 60 feet, right? Yeah,
I've
60
got
feet.
freaking like epic metal boss fight music over here. I need to up my game and find a user. When you guys go back and watch the video of this later, you'll see what I'm talking about.
So I'm gonna just fly straight, flinch at the golem, still within 30 feet, or I think it's at 30 feet. Can I give someone, the next person, the help action with flinch?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so I'm gonna do that with flinch. I don't think poison or paralysis will cause anything to him. So, yeah, so he's gonna just take the help action to the next person that hits him.
Brevin.
Brevin is unsure what he's not really sure what Frederick and Drake have told this thing to get it so worked up, since he doesn't speak Elvish. But he is going to move 5 feet up like that, so he's not firing right past Frederick. And he's going to fire another blast at this thing. Does a 16.
26 does, because Flinch is giving you advantage. 26 does
Yes,
hit.
sir.
Okay.
No hex yet, right?
No hex yet, so it'll be 9 plus 4. So 9, 13.
Once again, you guys are noticing that the magical force is doing considerably more damage than any mundane weapons are doing. You guys have seen Dandy's attack hit and do nothing. Horus's bludgeoning attack hit and do a little bit more than nothing, but not very much. Anything else, Brevin?
I think that's it for the time being.
Right. It is going to clomp out of Horus's...
Wait. Actually, let me check just one thing. I think that's a full action to cast that, though. Come on, pull up so I can check this. Or for the sake of expediting it, just keep on going and I'll look this up for next round.
Got it. Alright, Horus, you can take your opportunity attack. $16 is not going to do it. Frederick.
Hi, how you doing?
It raises its stone fists into the air, and it is a 13 to hit. Followed by a 16 to hit.
I can't use any reactions, right?
Correct. You do not have access to reactions.
Okay, so wait, shoot, I don't think I have mage armor active. Well, that's two pummels to the face right there.
2?
Yeah, I believe my base AC is 11 or 11 or 10. Yeah, because mage armor would boost me by 4, I believe.
18 bludgeoning off of the first hit.
Okay, that's gotcha.
26 off of the second.
Well, I'm dead.
Unconscious, not
Ooh.
dead.
Oh, okay then. Yeah, sure. Yes, I'm down.
Did not do quite enough to actually kill you. It's like 8 points from actually killing you outright.
I don't
Hey.
want to know.
Now,
Mm.
that is going to bring us to Horus.
And nobody made a necromancer.
No, what a waste, Trent.
I hate you guys all.
Boris, you there? Andy, it looks like you're muted.
He's still muted. This snow's effect is really rough.
Showing you muted on Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah, Discord's still showing them muted.
Yeah,
so-
Discord's showing the there. Yeah, nope.
Still
Oh.
mute.
How about now?
Hey, there we go.
There
That's
you
better.
are.
We got you
Okay.
back.
Okay.
There we go.
So I'm gonna stay muted till later, right, guys?
No. Oh, okay. There.
You're back.
We cured Frederick.
4 hit points for Frederick.
Yep. He's up.
You're only preventing the amenable.
Yeah, but he would pound you like the wagon.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody noticed that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm sure
resigned
Danny
to my
would
fate.
realize at some point and moved him.
Like 3 extra punches in. Oh man. Good question. Is the slowest effect still active?
Okay.
I
Okay.
did die.
Dandy, when it's your turn, pick up Frederick and run with him. And just keep running around the wagon. We'll just kite the golem around, dropping spells on him. 5 minutes, he'll be down.
I
5
need
minutes.
you to know that
It's not a
Dandy,
bad plan.
Dandy's interpreting this as a hot potato with Frederick.
Frederick, we can say that Slow's effect ended on you when you went down.
Alright, cool. So
All right, Horace. Anything else?
Okay, I moved, I cast, I slapped the golem on the butt. I'm
All
here.
right.
That's it.
All right, Drake. You got anything else you want to say to it?
Alright, so it responded earlier a little bit.
So I'll have you make. I'll let you make a straight. You can either make a straight intelligence or insight, wisdom or intelligence, whichever you prefer.
I'd like to do
This will be a few.
wisdom. Wisdom.
Okay.
Straight wisdom. Nice.
Okay. So with the 16, Drake, you realize that you had half of its command phrase correct.
So either a halt or stop were correct. Hmm. I'll try yelling out, "Stop attacking!" in Elvish.
Anything else you would like to add to that?
Sleep mode.
Unfortunately, that is not going to do it, Drake. You can take your action.
power saving mode, please.
Alright,
Anyone else that wants to try shouting suggestions to the people that speak Elvish can do so with bonus actions.
Alright. I think Drake and I are the only ones who speak Elvish, actually.
Yeah.
Chromatic Orbit is. Okay.
let's see. What damage
24
I want to
definitely
make
hits,
this? It's made of stone.
In fact, made of stone. You have seen that piercing damage does literally nothing to it. Bludgeoning hurts it just a little bit.
I
You
will
haven't seen any other
try.
damage types. You only seen force.
I will try thunder damage.
Okay. Drake, as you hit this thing with thunder damage, you can see hairline fractures and cracks forming all over the place. Takes 20 damage.
Awesome.
Right.
Yay!
Familiar.
It's going to perform the help action by latching onto this thing's head and screeching at it.
Nice.
Clambering around it like a spider monkey.
All right, Dandy.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Am I mechanically allowed to do Radiant Soul and fly away with Frederick?
It just depends on your movement speed. Your movement speed is halved when you're dragging somebody.
Okay. My movement speed is
An ogre. How am I heavy to drag her down?
30, so 15 feet per move with dragging his apparently super dense ass around.
Yeah. Yep.
So
14
Radiant
as
Soul.
Okay.
I'm all glowy and extra like yeah, just glowy. I'm going to pluck up our Frederick and just sort of like flit away.
Okay, so you have to use 10 feet of your movement to get to him.
Okay.
And what's your
And
fly
I'm
speed?
gonna go 30, so I would get 15 feet.
You would get 10 feet away. Since you used 10 feet of your movement to get there, you now have 20 feet left. So you can go 10 feet
Oh, sweet.
straight up with him.
At that would be, yes, ideal.
Don't tell me he gets an opportunity attack on me.
Would. Luckily, he only gets one of those. And if you go unconscious, at least you're not in slam rage anymore, right?
Daddy?
He,
Daddy?
he does get a 25 on that to hit, dealing 19 bludgeoning damage to Frederick as Dandy flies him away. But you are 10 feet overhead with him now, Dandy.
Got him by the ankle.
He's like, grabbed him by the ankle, just enough of the giant, the gold just knocked me in the side of my head.
You're basically a pinata.
Yes. It's like, Frederick, why are you so quiet? Oh. Busted nose and everything.
Frederick, we need a death save from you.
That's apparently so. No worries, no worries. Okay.
See that nat 20. Oh. Not quite, but you do succeed. Okay. Flinch.
So like Lynch sees what Danny's doing. He flies towards me, grabs the other foot, and tries to help Danny.
Hopefully we don't fly in different directions.
Like,
How long, Dandy, how long does your Radiant Soul last?
Hold on, let me check.
Flinch just like grabs the other foot Danny isn't grabbing and tries to hoist him up with her.
For 1 minute.
Nice, okay.
Oh my gosh. Alright, I guess that'll be my action, the action for Flinch. He's just like
Revan.
trying his hardest to hold the leg up.
I'm going to cast the spell Hex upon this thing.
Okay.
Which I'll just add my little d6 to it. And then I will open up with my little cantrip of an Eldritch Blast. So let's see what we do to him.
Okay.
Pretty sure 25 hits,
Yeah,
so
most
I rolled a 1, but add the 9 to it, so 10 points of damage.
Anything else?
I'm just kind of waiting to see if this thing just keeps jumping up and down, trying to reach Frederick. Because if so, we can just snipe this thing to death as it pops up and down.
So, Brevin, as your Eldritch Blast strikes it, you see, even as your blast strikes it, it's tilting its head back up towards Brevin, and you see it raise both of its arms up and just start, at Frederick, and just start swinging at the air beneath Frederick. It will continue to do that. Well, you guys aren't doing anything else, so it will continue to do that. Dandy, as long as you will keep Frederick in sight of this thing and out of reach of it, you guys have free range on it.
Oh my gosh.
So Frederick is the most important part of this fight.
We could do anything.
Nice.
We rely on each other.
Unless you guys would like to try something else, you guys can just keep hurling your damaging cantrips at it until it dies. Because it will just stand there beneath Frederick trying to reach him, and it can't.
So what
Well,
you're
I
saying
would
is
I
I'm
will
supporting
healing
this
word
fight.
Frederick so he stops making death saves.
Yeah, that's an excellent idea.
And then we will pummel him with cantrips.
My thought was, since I am now a purple LED light up in the air, if we flew toward the forest, whoever sent this thing out might actually stop it.
No, this thing's probably ancient, and we want to
Just kill
keep
it.
Frederick in view until we kill it.
Okay, I'm just gonna dangle him then. They're like, I'm gonna shake him a little bit.
Don't worry. We're just helping. Don't worry. You just see his little. His biggest tummy so fast.
Almost got him.
Just like drop him a foot or two and raise him back up.
Yep.
Okay. So Horace
7.
does a healing word for you, Frederick, so you're back up to 7. So you would come to and you'd just be dangling downward. This golem would be maybe like 5 or 6 feet below you, just swinging at you.
Like, what's happening? I just see the golem is like. I look over to see Flitch and Dandy just holding my feet up.
Don't wiggle too much. It's raining.
Dandy, you are raging, right?
Yeah.
No, not
As
if
soon as-
she's
as soon-
not
yeah.
attacking.
As soon as she was
Oh,
up
okay.
there.
Oh,
I forgot. Thank you.
do you have to stay raging to fly?
No.
Radiant Soul.
No,
Mark,
that's
an
all
asymmetric.
celestial stuff.
Horace, don't give me a heart attack.
Yeah,
man.
I won't be that DM. You can hold him up there just fine. Dandy, you making athletics checks to hold him up there?
If I drop you on his face, just hold on tight.
Dude, okay. Let's do this. If Danny
I'm
lets
sorry, did you
go,
say deck?
No, you.
Flitch do a
That's fine.
Flitch
I've already said you guys can just start hurling cantrips at him, so we'll just roll with
Did you
Okay,
say
please.
dex, Sean? I'm sorry.
that. Oh, athletics would have been the check.
Athletics.
If you would like to do it, you can.
No, I'd like to hold on to him.
Okay, yeah, you can just continue holding on.
Thank you.
But yeah, if Danny lets go, can Flitch try to comedically hold me up?
We're not gonna do a check and see if she drops you.
She got 1 minute. Let's do this.
Right. So within the 1 minute, within that 10 rounds that you guys would have, you can most certainly do enough damage to take this thing.
Okay.
I'm the most important warrior in this group.
All right.
Hooray! We
Are you sure you don't want me to
outsmarted-
drop you?
I look up. Preferably not, please. But I say that in Elvish.
To bless you.
So
You know,
just for
if
you,
I were
you were so close, Drake. The command word was any form or any variation of stop, go back.
Oh my-
Stop what you're doing, return to the temple.
Let's
Any
go
variation
back.
on that would have done it.
I was gonna say stop and like turn around.
That would have done it.
Damn,
Yeah.
that was gonna be my next one.
You know, if I were building a golem, I'd put a ruby heart in it.
You mean like a skill defender?
I don't know. I don't know what that does, but I don't want to
Or
know either.
shield defender, whatever they're
Well,
called.
yeah, I'm saying there's stuff might be stuff inside this.
Well, there's
Chris-
nothing in the golem, but Dandy did get a nice little path back to where it came from.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, with that little tidbit, we'll go ahead and take our break, and when we come back, you guys can decide if you want to follow its trail back or just head north to Red Ledge.
Hell yes. Drake can go. I mean, Frederick can go first.
All right, everybody. So let's go ahead and take our break. I'm going to try to get the music issue worked out here.
Okay.
Pausing this while Frederick's literally a human pinata. I did not think this is how the session will go, but I love it.
All right, everybody. So back at 6:40. All right, everybody. So, with the golem being no more than a pile of rubble at your feet, the cart owners do come down from atop their hill and begin to survey the wreckage that was once their cart. As they're going through it all, they are shaking their head and they're like, "Oh God, they can't see anything salvageable from this mess. It's a bunch of barley and wheat just pummeled into the ground along with their cabin." But luckily, their 3 draft horses do come back around the corner not long after, having run off after the stone golem attacked. The draft horses do make their way back, and so at least these 3 say that it wasn't a total loss. And they say that they could make it to Red Larch on their own, unless you want them to hang around for some reason.
If you want to go ahead and make your way towards there, feel free. We just thought that if you wanted the company, we didn't mind.
They say that they can get there. They can get there in just a few days, just fine. And the only thing that they had that was worth protecting is in several rain-soaked puddles pounded into the earth.
I slapped my nose back into place.
So there's no way to recover their stuff.
Well, they're looking through it right now. I mean, they're of course open to suggestions, but they had barley and wheat in bags and in sackcloth and sacks. That was what they had on their cart, and that has all been thoroughly pummeled into the earth.
I walk up to the golem, like the rubble of the golem, and just kick one of the rocks. Silently traumatized by the whole experience.
I got a
Give it-
feeling that
Got
press
some
to digitate.
Given an hour, I can reforge their cart. And if they pile the wheat and barley into the cart and get it to town, someone can purify food and drink, and it will be unmuddied wheat and barley.
Their mouths drop and their eyes widen as you say that, Horace, and they say, "You could do that for us."
Yes.
Just
They-
a pause, like, think about
They
it.
are extraordinarily thankful, and if you guys want to spend an hour to do that, you are more than welcome to do so.
Yes.
Can we? Please?
Yeah.
Just take a short rest.
You guys can take a short rest if you want to.
Oh, yeah. Thinking-
Does
Hey,
Frederick need some
I'll
healing
do that.
hands?
You guys can get a short rest so he can use his hit dice.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got this one.
I
And I
have.
know we also
Thank
do
you,
have
though.
a few healing potions in our party loot if needed.
I have some healing spells.
We got some really loud crinkling going on through someone's mic. Looks like Hank, maybe.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
I
I
have
was actually
some-
curious about that. Is there anyone else at all has any other healing spells other than Horus?
No, I don't have any.
Cool.
I've
Got
tried
it.
for-
Silence.
Clerics
I-
are good.
I may have to multi-class.
I technically have a way to kind of heal myself a little bit, but it involves biting people.
Andy
It's like
over
the
here
cor-
is master support player.
It's like the closest to have like any like real like battle wise is like absorb element, but like that doesn't even heal me.
Like I can make myself take less damage. Does that count?
Yeah, that's like
My sole worry is Horus goes down, then
Then you
nobody
give
can help
me a
him.
potion.
yeah.
Yes,
No,
Yep.
yes, to give you a potion, but at the same time,
we
pop
don't talk
healing is
about
always
that.
good.
We don't
You-
talk about. All right.
Your
Oh, no, what are we talking
healer-
about? We have a bard. Soren's just not here right now.
Right.
Yeah,
Right, I
We have
forgot.
a second. Yeah, we have a bard in the party.
Okay, phew.
yeah. And then with Dandy being an SMR, she's got a little bit too.
So cool. All right, we're good.
So
Panic! No panic.
So,
Alright.
do you want me to spend gold on fixing the cart, or is a broken cart money enough for a cart?
That's fine. We'll say that they would have had any extra
Okay.
gold that you needed for that.
Quick question: was there anything within the golem within the rubble I just kicked?
Pile of stone.
But he should have a lair,
A lair.
something he was defending.
well, we
Golem. So
came down through.
I'm just sitting down and realizing one of my boots are gone.
Come here, my baby.
And I guys like imagine like fucking like flinch, just like walking around with one of my boots in his mouth. This is a traumatic experience for Frederick. He's not used to being a human piano.
And what did we learn? Probably not the best idea for the wizard to get within punching distance of things.
Okay, first off, that thing was faster than I thought it was. Okay.
At 30 feet, average standard movement. Yeah, the
is
slow
like
was
maybe
the
60.
slow was an unfortunate surprise though.
Yeah, that kind of screwed me up a little bit.
All right.
Wait a minute.
So
What's
Dandy
slowness
did
kind of-
notice. What's up?
What I was saying with slowness, when I cast Misty Step, I assume I couldn't keep moving because of the slowness effect. Could I just keep moving or no?
You could have. You could have moved 15
Oh,
more
no.
feet out of the way, and then it wouldn't have been able to catch you. So you guys do. Dandy did notice that path leading away. It's not like this thing was trying to be
Yes.
stealthy or anything. It just hewed a path straight through the long grass, straight through the mud and the brush in its way. Even with the light rainfall, it will be relatively easy to track it back to its point of origin.
I would like to do so if possible. Just cause, well, the surrounding area needs to know if there's any more of those things that could approach to attack something.
Okay. So, following the trail back, you approach the westwood, getting closer and closer, the trees coming more and more into view, until you start to see hard lines, straight angles in the landscape ahead. And as nature does not work in straight lines, you begin to understand that what you're approaching is an excavation site. Several layers down, it looks like a crew was digging here, trying to uncover something. It goes down in layers, much like modern archaeological sites, how it goes down layer by layer by layer, deeper and deeper downwards. And at the center of this excavation site, you see a hole leading straight down into darkness. All of the steps that lead from layer to layer in this excavation site are very obviously sized for things much, much larger than you all. Giant sized, if you will. Approaching the excavation site, you see movement. If you want to know any more about the site itself, we will need either investigation or perception checks.
I'm,
Said movement, right? Hello?
What was the question?
You said that we see movement, like
No,
actual
there
things
is
moving
no
around.
movement. It is completely
Oh,
still.
no movement. My apologies.
Uh, what Brevin is going to do is, before he starts digging into this, he's going to kind of tap into that bit of magical essence in him for that little guidance cantrip.
Okay.
And then I'm going to do an investigation roll once this pulls up where I can check it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Can I do a detect magic ritual to see if like
Sure,
if
you can do a
hold
detect magic.
Okay, cool. I don't know how would I use as a ritual? Just click detect magic.
You just have to. You
Yeah.
don't have to use a spell slot if you're doing it as a ritual. It just takes you 10 minutes plus the casting time, but you don't have to even burn a spell slot
Right.
for
So
it.
you can
Then
just say you cast detect magic. I've seen the spell enough times that I don't need the text.
Yeah, gotcha. So I say cast detect magic and sit down for like 10 minutes. While that's happening, I'm gonna have Flitch just like fly overhang and just like do a perception check if that's okay with Brendan.
Okay. So
I'm
Brevin. So
If-
13.
I'm going to use the little once per session
Sure, you want to use your
inspiration thing to do that as 18. Yeah.
So 22. If I know anything about what number is bigger than the other, will do better. So. So Flinch, what Flinch can see is that there is nobody around from up in the sky. I mean, even with the 6, you can tell that there's no one around. Augury, I actually need to read. Wait 1 second.
if we're spending 10 minutes to do a ritual detect magic, I can spend 10 minutes and do a ritual augury.
Okay, so Horace, I will get back to you and what effects your augury have in just a moment. But Brevin, you can see that as you're looking around investigating the site, you can see that there are tools left behind, giant-sized tools. The implements seem to be constructed of iron for the most part. They are forged from metals and very artfully done so. But they're left around and strewn around in such a way that these items almost seem worthless to whoever left them here. You can of course see that all the items are sized for giants. And relaying this information to the group, I will allow Horace to make a history check if you would like to. This is unrelated to your augury, Horace.
Right. Core. Yeah. Now I have some advantage on history.
20 will certainly do it.
Okay.
Horace, as Brevin is telling you what he's seeing and you're taking a look at the different things that are around, you can tell almost immediately that this is the work of fire giants.
Oh, this is the work of fire giants. Are the rods exquisitely forged?
They are.
We are taking these.
There's a few items that are within your capacity to carry away.
We have a cart.
Yeah, exactly. You definitely can't take too many because it would weigh down your cart too much, but you could take a few. Like there's giant size picks and shovels and excavation gear of various types. So you know that fire giants were behind this for whatever reason. And then Brevin, the last thing that you would get out of your 22 is that whoever left here left in a hurry.
I relay that to the party and just say that whoever was excavating this site, well, as one could tell by them leaving the tools, they left in a rush. So the question is, why did they leave?
So just give me a heads up whenever you think the spell is ready.
Sorry,
Oh, I'm still doing detect magic spells, so just give me a heads up whenever you think it should be ready.
Yeah, so 10 minutes is definitely passed for that. Um. Okay. So we'll do both Frederick's and Horace's things at once. Horace, you get wheel and woe.
Okay.
Frederick, you get the faintest hint of necromancy magic coming from deep down in that hole.
Nothing around the top area, just like straight into the center.
Yes, and it is very faint. Whether that is because it is far away or because the magic is weak is unknown.
So I just get up from sitting down, pick up a rock, and just how like if I chuck it, how hard do I need to chuck it to see if it goes into the center?
How far away from it are you standing?
At the edge of the circle, or at the edge of the incline, or decline, I guess you won't call it.
So you're standing on the very outskirt of the excavation site?
Yes.
I would say from the outer circle of the excavation site to the hole that is dead in the center is about 200 feet. Remember, giants made this excavation site.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, I really wish Silverin was here. We could have done the whole. Okay. So I just relay back to the group. I turn back and just type. I'm sensing either the slightest hint of necromancy magic or a extremely distant necromancy magic at the very bottom of that hole.
Well, I haven't
So-
climbed down there, so it's obviously not me.
I think it won't be you, Brendan. And just like look back down, and is there any way I could try to like clarify even more, or is that just all I
We
know?
just have to get closer.
Mhm. I'm
So like after a golem fight, I just look back. It's like, are you everyone to say down and go down?
I'm Oh, going down is easy for me. I just have to walk along the sides of this thing.
Yeah, that brings the question:
Oh.
how steep is it? Is it walkable, or is it like really
Yeah,
like
you
if
guys could
walk
you guys
it-
can get down into the excavation site if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Raven
This-
would like to, just because he is now curious.
This thing has been here for ages.
Mm-hmm.
We could take a long rest and do it in the morning.
Oh, good idea. I'm sorry, did I disturb you?
Yeah. We could go to next to one of those giant tools and just camp next to them.
So is that what you guys would like to do?
If everyone's on board with it.
Figure if the party is, that's
Sounds good to
okay.
me.
All right.
How
Long
much?
rest.
How much down is Frederick?
I would say from the top, okay, so let's look at this here. I'll draw a quick sketch of this for you guys real quick here. So let's say
I'm just itching myself a little
the
bit.
excavation site is set up kind of like this, right? Each layer going deeper down into the hole. Until you have the hole right in the middle like that, right? We'll say that the distance from here to here is 200 feet, and that the distance from here down is about 100 feet. So here, like if you were to just like go a straight line from the very top row into the center and then drop, it would be 100 feet down. If you were going to walk from here to here, like a straight across, it would be 200 feet. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we could camp at the top of the expedition, or near the middle, and just head in during daybreak. What do you guys think?
I'm
How many hit points is Frederick down from the golem?
I'm at 15 right now, so that's like I think like 10. I'm down from. Yeah, so I'll be 26. I'll be 11 hit points down. So we take a long rest, we get everything back, and I'll be back at full.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, Frederick is now traumatized by golems. I'm not gonna get near those things again anytime soon. Here's my flaw. I don't like golems.
So, are you guys going to take that long rest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea.
Alright, how do I do long rest again? What is it? It's
First
like-
off, what you do is you roll a d20 for the DM, or
Or
you take your long rest.
Alright. Roll.
Okay, so
No, I rolled twice.
so the night does go on uneventfully, but every now and then you feel like you can hear this faint wailing coming up from the center of the excavation site.
Wait a minute. Necromancy magic, is it more stronger at night? Or is it like not like that kind of thing?
Do you do another detect magic once night falls?
We're doing a long rest. Yeah, I'll do another detect magic. I'm genuinely curious.
It does not
While
change.
it does not change. All right. All right.
My warlock is also rather keen to use the stuff to get that little ritual once they are actually out of town where it's feasible.
Oh no.
Because having two folks able to do that does not hurt.
What was the ritual again?
You guys can go ahead and take your long rest, by the way.
The detect magic one.
Gotcha. It's slash long rest, right?
Yes. Backslash long hyphen rest. You need to have your token selected though to do it, so you guys can drag your tokens out onto the map if you'd like to.
Gotcha. Thank you for the heads up.
Also, when you drag your token out, you've got that little button in your token actions that has the long rest attached to it.
Since I didn't take damage, I don't think I have to do anything.
Oh, well, it's token action then.
Because my spells
How do we drag our tokens out?
From
Click on
the
charge on a
journal?
short rest.
Yeah, just hold on your name and drag into the map.
I did that. Oh, okay. Oh, there are two of me now.
Nice.
That's weird.
Oh,
clicking
you're all
it,
the way up in the
nothing's
mountains.
happening.
Nice. Wanted to visit the spine of the world, huh? I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of one of those.
This one's gonna rest.
It's so weird. Why didn't it work?
That work?
Are the macros not working?
No, the Mac for me is not working for like the long rest.
Me
No.
either.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Oh, yep, that is a lot of error codes. 1 second.
Oh, my bad.
No. It's just my APIs. It probably went out. My new weather overlays are probably causing all kinds of havoc. It's okay. It happens when I try new stuff. Okay, you guys should be good now. Those macros should work.
Thank you.
Yay.
Hey, thank you. Wait a minute, why is my entry still not full? I do that manually. Ba-ba.
Sean,
Being
Yes.
so good.
at the end of the long rest, I'm switching out some of my spells.
Okay.
Because of the wailing, I'm taking a silence. Letting you know.
Okay.
So what classes can do this? Can switch out the spells? Only
So when you're
clerics and
looking
sorcerers, right?
in the player's handbook, It's the classes that say prepared spellcasters, like for prepared spell lists.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
That's
Like theoretically, a wizard, if they're
wizard.
doing studying, can swap out what spells they have
Yeah.
prepared. But it has to be spells you have in your spell book already.
Yeah.
But you can have more spells than you actually can equip for the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Gotcha.
And then like clerics and druids are prepared spellcasters, so they technically have access to all of their spells, all spells in their class. But they can only cast a certain. They can only have a certain amount of them prepared and ready to go per day. You guys are still level.
And comparatively, they're sucky spells.
Mm-hmm.
Dare you?
That is, I mean, the druid spells and the cleric spells, they are technically lower
Yeah.
level spells, like your prepared spells. But I guess that is the trade off that you make. You have access to a huge library of spells, but none of them are quite as powerful as like the wizard and sorcerer spells.
Well,
Yeah,
a wizard,
as long as
sorcerer is never going to cast a restoration or erase dead.
Right.
all I'm saying is,
Yeah.
as long as Big Papa Horus keeps me alive, I'm okay with it.
Okay. Okay. So, what would you all like to do?
I like the dolphin dive into.
I did forget to go into more detail about what happened during the night. So, while you all were trying your best to get some shut eye and to get some rest, every now and then you would just hear this mournful wailing drifting up from the center of this excavation site.
Don't like that.
Is there anything I can roll to see if I know what that is?
I will say interesting. Go ahead and make a history check.
Okay.
Just him or all of us?
Whoever would like to try to identify the sound.
And you said what kind of check? I'm sorry.
History.
History.
Book smarts, don't fail me now. Hey!
Okay.
Oh, come on, cheat, pull up.
Dandy says, "What's history?"
What's a book?
Frederick, I need you to pair that history check with the perception check.
Yes, sir.
So the perception check is for you to be able to
Lord.
really focus on that sound and what it is. The history check is to see if it clicks with anything. So, Frederick, you would know that there are certain creatures that have been known to make sounds like this, but you're not quite able to attach the sound that you're hearing to any specific descriptions you've heard.
Can I make an educated guess?
Sure.
It's a duck.
It's a duck.
It's a
So,
duck.
I'm maybe thinking banshee because you're saying mournful wails. If it sounds mournful, I'm feeling banshee-ish.
Okay. And with your 23 in history, you would know that banshees are relatively common in the resting places of ancient elven societies, which you do know there are many of in this area.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh, indeed.
So, armed with that knowledge, and the knowledge that whatever is down that hole caused a whole lot of fire giants to turn tail and run, what do y'all want to
Well, logical answer will be do the same, but we ain't here for that, are we?
do?
uh, what do you guys want to do?
Well, and the other question is, did this banshee send the golem out to attack people on the road? And if so,
I-
does she have any? Does it have any other golems to unleash? Or was it simply part of
Well,
an automated defense thing that the giants happened to dig up?
that's what I'm saying. Like, well, we know the command to stop the golems. Hopefully, or
We
unless
do?
we, unless we can read the human pinata again. But
Brevin, I did forget to mention that during your investigations earlier, you would have seen where that golem came from. It looked like it came from a side, like a side tunnel that the giants had dug up.
Okay. Was there any signs of any other similar automatons in this area?
There was not.
Okay. Well, do we want to see if there is anything here that this creature is attempting to command or keep from people?
I'm down.
Or do we want to just
There is both woe and weal in the.
Yeah, that's too. There's possibly something bad
Oh, there's something bad.
and
if it's
something
an
really, really
undead.
good. But
If
treasure,
it's an undead,
burn it.
well, ladies and gentlemen, in that case, I believe our course is fairly clear. If we want any sort of clue as to what these fire giants were attempting to find here, we're probably going to have to go deeper.
And it probably could lead
And
back to yeah.
and there is also the possibility that if this thing caused them to flee from the site, possibly whatever they were hunting for may still actually be here.
All I'm assuming is possibly that this had to be a bit of a reason to cause such a big ruckus here. Maybe it might tie back to that item they're trying to collect.
Could be.
Well, we do know that there was another Nightstone somewhere between here and Red Larch. Somewhere between Amphail and Red Larch. And if the
Yeah.
fire giants were digging down in the ground, what interests a fire giant?
Exactly. So I say, wait, Brevin, did you elaborate that little side tunnel to us or no?
Yes.
Do you want to try that tunnel first before we go in deeper? What do you guys think?
Your earlier investigations would have led you to a complete and total cave-in on that tunnel.
Yeah.
It would have
There's no
gone
real way
in
to get
maybe 15, 20 feet. There would have been a small alcove, which obviously was perfectly sized for that stone golem you fought, and then the cavern collapsed beyond it.
Yeah, unless y'all feel like digging through stuff, I don't think we're getting any further down that one.
All right, so I guess we're going in the big hole. So before that, just going to do this right before we do anything.
Smart.
Cast mage armor for sure. And well, I'm ready. Hope you guys.
Oh. Here, little girl.
Are any of the giants' tools that are left behind? Can Danny use any of those as weapons?
Um. Yeah, I would say that you could use one of their mining picks as a war pick.
Sweet. Stabby.
Yes, you can go ahead and drag a
Sean,
war pick in from the compendium onto your character sheet, and then you can rename it Giant Mining Pick if you want.
Oh,
fire
what is a
giant mining pick.
compendium? I'm sorry. Where do I find the compendium? I'm.
It's the eye with the circle around it.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yep. And then you just open your character sheet up to your main character sheet section, and then once you find Warpick in the compendium, just click and drag it onto your character sheet.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Uh,
So what'll it be, everyone?
I'm
You gonna risk it for the biscuit?
I'm a, I think that in order for us to possibly get ahead of some of these giants, we may have to. Now, does Frederick have any spells to produce any light that he might need to look inside of this darker area?
Like
I
maybe we
don't
just
know.
like
You have dancing lights or the light cantrip,
I,
anything
I
like
can
that?
just take a look myself since I have dark vision. So
yeah. I can also send Flitch down there as well. 'Cause I can see through him.
The hole goes down about 100 feet straight down.
Oh, featherfall it is.
I'm uh, I'm
Do we
going
have
to use the
ropes?
grappling hook, and I have some rope, and I have a grappling hook as well to help appear it to the top here. Uh, though in my case, it's more of a case of as long as I can get a hold of something, I can just climb down normally. But what else do I have here? Mm, I got 2 lengths of silk rope, and I think those are 50 feet apiece, so that should get a person almost to the bottom.
We're close enough.
Mhm.
Let me see if I have anything else to help you with that. No, unless a scholar's pack has some rope in it.
I'm So we got a way to actually attach stuff to get down to the bottom. I'm
What's
Now
is that
is now
information?
on the way to get down there, is it like a shaft downward into the tomb, or is it just like a free falling 100-foot drop?
So,
Because there's a
it does appear that handholds and things like that were carved into the sides, but they are giant sized. It would be difficult for you guys to use them as they
okay.
were designed, but they do provide nice little ledges for you to brace yourselves on while you make your way down. So,
Okay.
if you do have any sort of implement to assist your climbing, there will be no checks necessary to make your way down.
Okay.
So, the rope,
Uh,
climbing gear, anything like that will get you guys down there.
Sweet.
Perfect.
okay. I got the rope that's set for everybody else, and I just start walking down the side of it.
Okay. So, who is going down first? Everyone's
Uh,
favorite question.
I will volunteer to go first since I have dark vision. I can still see down there without any light.
Okay.
so I'll have
So Drake's in the
Flitch.
lead.
I'll have Flitch right on your shoulder.
Myself and E will maybe not right
Can
in front, but be following down.
can you see undead with dark vision?
Should. I'll see why not.
So what's the distance on your dark vision there, Drake? 60 feet? Standard?
Yep. Yep.
So, below you, once you get near the bottom of this pit, you see a cavern is the wrong word for it. You see a chamber opening up beneath you at the very bottom of this. It does appear that the fire giants crashed through the ceiling of this chamber. You can see rubble strewn all about the floor beneath you. You can see intricate elven designs carved into the floor. And directly beneath the hole, you see a dais that has a circular indentation in the top of it. Looks like something was meant to be held there, but you do not see what object was supposed to be there. That is what you can see when you get within about maybe 10, 15 feet of the actual opening that leads into this chamber.
Okay.
Okay.
So as we're going down the rope, can I let Flitch out and I'll be able to see him like survey the area or no?
How are you gonna climb down if you're looking through his eyes?
Still hold on to a rope.
I
The
Yeah.
rope.
You would
Jeremiah.
essentially become immobile, though.
Oh, gotcha.
I have a question.
Mhm.
Dandy does have the light cantrip as an Asimar, doesn't she?
Yep.
Uh,
But she also has dark vision, so she would not think of that on her own.
Yeah, does everyone here have dark vision? Who doesn't have dark
I
vision?
don't think Frederick does. I don't think
Oh,
Frederick has it.
I don't without Flitch. Because I am a
I'm good.
human.
Okay, so Drake, at the front of the group here, what is it that you want to do now that you're about 10, 15 feet from the edge, from the opening?
I'll just keep going down if I don't hear anything.
Okay. So, Drake, as soon as do you just drop in? Do you try to like hang upside down and poke your head in to get a look what's
I
inside first?
I'm not just gonna like clamber down and make a bunch of noise coming down. I'm gonna come down, put my feet on the floor, and look around.
So, Drake, once you lower yourself the rest of the way into this chamber, you look around at an elaborate elven burial chamber. There's several crevices, several alcoves in the wall. You're looking around and you see two large openings. Look like very large alcoves on either side. And you see two humanoid, human-sized figures standing motionless in front of either one of those. In front of either one of those alcoves. They don't move. They don't acknowledge you entering the area. They simply stand there. And as you look beyond them, you can see that they stand in front of piles and piles of treasure.
Huh.
This is how we die.
I don't trust it at
So,
all.
Drake, I'm going to go ahead and drop you onto this map. Everyone else is going to have a black screen. As you enter into the chamber, you guys will get vision. Drake,
Am
as soon
I-
as you're scanning the room, the next thing that you notice is a huge corpse
go.
on the ground.
I'm guessing that's a fire giant.
It is, in fact.
Awesome. So they're just lying on the ground, dead, right there specifically.
Yep, and then you have the two motionless humanoid figures standing there and there.
All right. Can I take a look around the room, see if I see any runic carvings or any kind of anything magical, anything like a switch, a lever, anything like that of any sort?
The room itself is covered in those various elven glyphs and everything like that. You can make an Arcana check.
Okay. It's funny. Funny how Arcana uses intelligence instead of charisma.
Okay. So there are glyphs drawn all over the place. They appear to be of schools of both abjuration and necromancy. But what they are for exactly is unknown to you.
And the treasure is behind these beings.
Yes,
Is that right?
that is correct.
Huh. So these guys are obviously meant to safeguard it. Um, the immediate area around me, is there any like glyphs or anything that looks like it could be dangerous on the floor if I
Well,
stepped on it?
technically you're standing right on top of it, but the dais that I mentioned is right here with that circular indentation. Something missing from it.
From the circle indentation, there's something missing from it?
Correct. So there's a dais right here. It's like a
Okay.
dais raised up from the floor a bit. At the top of the dais, there is a circular indentation, almost like a cylinder of some kind was supposed to rest inside of it.
Are the Nightstones circular?
They're not.
Okay.
Although, Drake, I think we might have talked about this before. Those rods of the Vonindod
Rods of
are cylindrical.
Vonindod. Rods of the Vonindod.
Right, we mentioned it briefly earlier that the fire giants may have been searching for something to do with an ancient weapon that they once possessed called the Vonindod.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have said rods? Did we ever
not.
pick anything like that? Hmm. Alright, I'll just quickly take a few steps around my immediate surrounding here. A few steps in my immediate surrounding. Just make sure it's safe for everyone else to come down and take a look. Anything happen?
Nothing happens.
Alright, I'll gesture to the others to take a look if they want to see what's down here and make a decision on what to do next.
Do you guys follow him down?
Yeah, I'll slip off. I'll climb
Yep.
on in, and I'm
Frederick cannot see. Do you want to light a torch or something, Frederick?
Can I like light up like a fire on my
Oh,
hand?
there's 2 drakes.
Whoops.
Hey,
Guess I'll light a torch. Is there any way to just like light a fire upon my hand or no?
Do you have a light cantrip or anything like that?
Do you
I
have,
fire cantrip.
is it
produce
produce
flame,
produce flame?
produce
Produce
flame.
flame.
You can.
Use flame would do
Gotcha.
it.
Torch
raw
it is.
class.
So let me just like grab a torch real fast.
Got it.
No, thank you. Oh, that's a dead guy.
He's big.
So it seems like there's some kind of ritual or some sort that's supposed to be done here with like the pedestals. Or there's something was supposed to be put in them. I'm
Can I
guessing
do
these
a-
fire giants decided to not follow the ritual.
Gotcha.
Has anyone examined the fire giant?
Can I?
I'm
Not yet.
fixing
Gonna have
to.
I would love
Okay.
to though.
I'll look
Want
at
to do an
it.
investigation check?
Revan grasped in his right hand, almost laying on top of it, is a 4-foot-long cylinder of what looks like adamantine.
Before
Hmm.
I just like before like put my hand on Brevin. Like before we grab anything here, we should probably investigate further.
I mean, if it's on the giant itself, it should be fine.
And he's dead.
It is
Uh,
clutched in his hand.
I'm just saying he is dead and he is holding on to it. So let's hold off before grabbing it.
Been natural causes.
Natural causes.
His face is twisted in a rictus scream.
Mm.
Hmm.
Let me throw a
I
flint in
examined the stonework on the floor around the dais. The secret doors, secret panels.
So it is written in ancient Elvish. The stonework is masterful, all of the carvings expertly done. You can tell that master craftsmen were at work here.
So,
So
if you say ancient Elvish, does that mean we even if you're Elvish, you can't understand it, or?
It is a slightly different dialect, so an intelligence check would be required to read these.
can Drake and I do a support check? Will we support each other, try to read it?
Ancient Elvish is 2,000 years old, which is only 3 generations. It's what your grandfather
Andy,
spoke.
your brain is amazing.
So Yeah, can Drake and I try to suffice for it?
Drake, is that what you want to do?
Sure. Try to
Is it
decipher the
like,
writing.
I guess you get advantage on that because I'm helping you.
Give me a second. Yeah.
Just straight intelligence, not You can also
Oh,
we can also
straight
call
up.
it history.
Oh, then let me try that.
Oh.
Oh wait, initiative.
I mean,
My bad. Doing that. Check. All right, history check with advantage.
Okay.
All right, let me get.
So it's not entirely clear, Drake, but you do get the faint, like it almost looks like it's saying that they may never rise again.
They may never rise again.
That they may never rise again.
Is there like bloodstains anywhere by any chance?
Surprisingly, no. The fire giant that is in front of you appears to have died screaming, but there are no visible wounds on him.
Oh, we don't like this.
Psychic damage of some sort, most likely. And if we get a closer look at these things, are they like, do they look like undeads? Are they?
They are the mummified remains of two elves. They do nothing as you approach them and look at them. They stare blankly ahead.
Ew.
I'm gonna try speaking in Elvish to this one right here, and kind of give like a nice bow out of a sign of respect, because I'm assuming it's like an undead elf, and be like, hail ancestor.
Does not respond. It continues staring blankly ahead.
Hmm. Could you tell me about this place and what happened here?
Mm,
No response.
Do not taunt the scary things.
Hmm.
Any no response? Damn. Hmm.
A question. On the adamantine rod within the dead fire giant's grasp, is there any writing or ruins or anything of that nature upon it?
What exactly are you doing, Brevin?
Oh, I'm trying to see if on the adamantine rod that the fire giant had in his hand,
Okay.
is
Yep.
there any
Yep.
sort of
I got that.
etchings, writings? Is there any sort?
How are you inspecting it?
I'm
What
trying to just
what
kind of
in
peer
the
over it and
physical world? Okay.
just trying to. I'm not trying to touch it because it could be cursed or something, but I'm trying to see if there's anything actually etched within it to show that it is more than just a regular adamantine rod.
Okay. As you approach it and lean down and look at it, you can see that there are runes carved all along it. They appear to be written in the similar language that was written all over the Nightstone that you got from the drawing.
Oh, cool.
I'm
So
I do wave some of the party member. I do wave whatever party members are interested over and point that out to them.
Can I try to decipher it or attempt to read it?
I do not believe that anyone here would be proficient in this language. It is a dead language known only to the giants.
so that they
Oh.
so that they may never rise again, and the fact that there's a giant here with the nightstone carvings, it seems like it's all connected. Um, this
Important to
weapon.
note that as more of you approached the Vonin, the rod, as more of you approached it, a chill wind passed through this entire cavern.
Back up.
As you approach the rod, you say?
Yep, as more of you approached where Brevin was standing, as more of you approached the
Huh.
Can like
Notice Dandy's way over here.
rod.
Can Flinch try anything, or is he like just a perception check to see what's like like animalistic instinct?
Frederick, you have mage hand, right?
Let me check. Probably. Let me see. I don't think I have that spell on hand.
Mage hand?
No, I don't.
If you don't, I have some string that we can like make into a loop and hook around it, and then try to drag it off of this thing.
Yeah, I don't have mage hand.
Okay.
String it
Uh,
is.
Oh my god.
All right. Try putting some string around it without touching it.
Essentially, all I'm doing is I'm just making a little a loop like it's a small lasso,
Mm-hmm.
and trying to just dangle it on one end and then pull it tight around it, so I can drag it away from the dead body.
Fair. All right.
Hmm.
Is that what you're doing?
Though I'm not sure what sort of check I'd have to roll to see if I'm successful or not.
Would that be like sleight of hands? Because you're just
Cowboy
using your
check.
hands.
No.
Cowboy check.
Let's
That's
not get
definitely
ahead of
sleight of hands.
ourselves here. Brevin, is that what you do?
That's what I'm going to try to do since nobody has mage hand to try to move this thing.
Brevin, as soon as you make a motion towards the rod, that wind picks up and blows hard from the north. It seems like it's coming from right here. And from that alcove, you see the spectral form of a beautiful elven woman drift out of the wall and towards you.
Oh, this is why we
Remember
can't
how-
have nice
She
things.
stops right here and she says, "Begone from this place, interloper. Begone and take nothing."
Like I said, we probably shouldn't grab things here.
Um, is she speaking in common?
Thank you for pointing that out. She is speaking in Elvish, an ancient dialect, but one that you can get the bare minimum out of Drake and Frederick.
All right. I will respond in Elvish. Um, if that is the wish, then I respect that. I really wish for knowledge as to what this cavern is all about.
Can
We're not here to steal.
can I attempt to speak to it as well, or
Let's let it respond to Drake first.
gotcha?
So, Drake, she looks towards you, and as you're speaking Elvish, her demeanor softens ever the slightest little bit. And she says that this place is a monument to conquest. Conquest over the conquerors that sought to bring the world to its knees.
Can I make an insight check to see if I know what she's talking about?
History.
History.
Okay. Yeah, you're really not 100% on it, Drake, but what you're getting, was that from guidance?
Yep.
So 12. So with the 12, Drake, you're getting the faintest hint that this might have something to do with the dragon and giant war
Okay.
several thousand years ago.
All right. So I'll respond. Do you speak of the conquest of the giants from in the past when they were during the Great War?
As you say the Great War, her visage shifts, and you see this horrid, twisted face beneath this beautiful mask for a brief moment before it shifts back, and she says, "No slaughter should be referred to as great, young one. But yes, this was the calamity of our age."
I see. My apologies. I'll turn to the others and be like, "This seems like sacred ground to me. I think we should leave this place in peace."
I recommend not trying to piss her off.
If this is something
Uh,
if this is something that is protected by my ancestors, then I'm fairly confident we should leave this place in peace.
Agreed. Can I ask her any
Except,
questions?
hmm, I'm actually Brevin's going to be rather confused because he doesn't know what most of this is.
Right,
Been,
you're
what's
hearing
been
you're
said.
hearing you're hearing a foreign language getting spoken back and forth from behind and in front of you.
I'll translate to the best of my ability.
Is there I can walk up
I'm
and
looking at the elvish spirit or specter or whatever it is. Brevin's. Well, he's first going to ask Drake if he's willing to interpret for him,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "I I know I'm not one of your people, but I do have a simple question." He motions at the dead fire giant at his feet,
Her
looks
chin
back up at her, and
raises just a tiny bit as you say that you have a question, as Drake translates.
considering that the evidence we saw up on top of this place show that compatriots of this being fled this area, how do you know they're not going to come back prepared for you?
She takes a moment and thinks about this. She says, "We have defended this place for thousands of years. We will continue to do so." As she
I
says that,
have
the
no.
two figures over here and over here, they draw spears off their back and they hold them at the ready. It's not a threatening pose as much as it is supposed to be.
Just to show they're on guard.
Cooperative.
Exactly.
I have no question as to your valor or to your bravery. The question I have is to, it, despite the power that you and your friends and your associates here wield, is it truly enough with how the giants have been rampaging, even with their flying castles across the sky, looking for artifacts similar to this rod that this fire giant wields?
I'm actually
So,
gonna add to that.
yeah,
I'm
go
actually
ahead.
gonna add to that as I'm translating. I'm gonna add to it. I'm gonna be like, um, we, there's been a lot of concern, and I have had a lot of concern lately. You may have heard of the Dragon's Order. They helped in the tragedy. If that happened a long time ago. Um, I am one of their descendants, and right at the moment, I fear that there might be um the giants are at work and are planning something nefarious, and I'm trying to stop something from what happened in the past from happening again. Is there anything you can tell me or anything that you could do to help us in the struggle so that the past does not repeat itself?
So, as you're saying all of this, Drake, her face does more of that. Every time you mention the giants, her face twists and contorts in that strange way again, where the beauty of her elven features disintegrates into this cowl of death. And it continues to happen more and more, especially as you begin to assert that the giants are on the move or on the rise again. And when you finish, she rises a few feet into the air, and it's almost as if her entire form was growing as she rose. And she says that it is as we feared. The giants the giants rally once more. They seek to wage war on the earth once more.
Well, we're going to give him one hell of a fight if we can.
She turns towards you, acknowledging you for the first time, Dandy. And
No, thank you.
she kind of looks towards you, and you can see a very appraising look in her eye as she looks towards you and then towards Horace, and towards Frederick, and towards Drake and Brevin. And then she refocuses her gaze onto Drake and says, mean to stop them?
If there's anything that my order and that we want to do most, it's most definitely to stop them from doing whatever nefarious deeds they're doing. I would not be here if it weren't for that.
Drake, you can make a persuasion check at advantage. Good luck.
Guidance.
I'm
Would that be proper? Yeah, I don't think I could stand here and cast a spell on you in front of her.
That's fine.
Yeah.
that's
I'll use
kind of the
inspiration.
thing I'm wondering about.
Oh, you had advantage already.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
She looks you up and down, looks around towards the rest of the group. She then reaches out a hand towards the fire giant corpse on the ground, and you hear snapping as the hand unclenches. And then the metallic clang of adamantine on stone as the rod falls out of the thing's hand and clambers to the ground. She then says, "Remove it from this place. You were right, they will be back for it. If they stir once more, then perhaps we are not equipped to defend this anymore."
I will bow deeply to her and say thank you for your assistance and your help, ancestor, and I pray that for our success.
She nods to you.
I'll walk forward and retrieve the rod.
It weighs 100 pounds.
Oh boy. I'll wave over to Dandy and be like, "Hey, you want to give me a hand?"
I'm gonna look at the scary lady first for permission.
She closes her eyes and gives you a slight nod.
Okay, I'm gonna go help.
Hold on a sec here. Let me check something. I don't think I have that though.
So I'll turn to her and be like, could you tell me what this rod is for and what it does?
She says that the rod is a piece of an ancient weapon that they wielded against the world many thousands of years ago.
Ah.
Pieces of this weapon are scattered throughout the continent. They will be searching for them. Be warned, your possession of it will draw them to you.
You have to go to Mordor.
Oh.
God damn it, man.
I will bow once more and say thank you, and I will ask her to give me and my party her blessing in the hopes that we can stop a second tragedy from happening and that we can hopefully save the world. As
As
we
you say
take
that,
hold of the staff in the attempt to keep it away from the hands of evil.
so, as you say that, she kind of looks over towards either one of the creatures that are guarding the things, and she says something, speaks a command in that ancient elvish tongue, something that not even you understand, Drake. And the two undead defenders begin to step forward towards you all. And when they reach maybe about 10, 15 feet away from you, each of them draws a pair of weapons from their back. And one of them has a very intricate longsword. And the other The intricate longsword. We'll get to that later. But the other one pulls off off of his back a very large greatsword, and they both turn them until they're both flat on their palms, and they kneel and head down to you guys.
Thank you very much. We will take great care of your blessing, and we will stop this from happening. We will stop the giants. We will.
I think she's decided she likes you, Dandy.
Okay, so we'll you know what? Instead of pulling them off their backs, we'll say that they both turned to the hordes behind them and then approached you. You guys can have 2+1 weapons of your choosing. You don't have to decide right now, but since it's very clear that you guys aren't going to fight this and instead are taking this approach, which I like a lot, you guys can still get access to the horde, and you've gotten the Rod of the Vonadod. But yeah, you guys can pick 2+1 weapons, and then you also have the Rod of the Vonadod.
Noise.
Heck yeah.
Boy,
Danny's gonna switch from great axe to great sword.
Again, we can say it's whatever kind of +1 weapon you guys want. Just 2+1 weapons of any type.
So +1 weapons are probably better for you guys, since I'm gonna be looking for something other than a +1 weapon.
Right.
So
and don't worry, Drake. Your character specific quest line is coming up.
yeah. All right. So who has a special weapon already? It was.
I think
Frederick and Brevin
me
both.
and Brenda.
So we have Dandy, who needs a martial weapon. Horace needs a martial weapon,
Silverin
and
can
And
also use a
although
martial weapon.
Solren.
and Silurin. I think so. We should get one for Silurin and one for Dandy, because the cleric at least has cantrips as well.
Okay,
So
well
that's my vote.
we can figure this out. We can officially decide what kind of weapons you guys have next session, since we're not going to really get to a point where we're going to need them
Yeah.
again this session. So between now and next session,
Yeah.
when we get a chance to talk to Silverin again, we can decide
Oh yeah.
decide what exactly you guys got out of this.
All right.
Because the
This
Vonadot
is good.
itself is also a magical item. So
Kind of scared if Dandy has a sword. Two sharp edges.
don't stand behind her.
And a point.
so
Honestly, that's
you
like
guys
sitting up-
you guys can attune to this later or do an identify on it later, but I'll just show you it now. This is the Rod of the Vonadod.
No, the picture's not even showing.
There's no picture for it.
Oh, there's a picture for it. Gotcha.
So it's like a barbecue fork.
Sure. Here, I'm sure there's images for it out there.
I'm gonna Google it right now.
Well, it has 2 prongs at one end. So it's like a
Trident?
barbecue fork.
Oh, look at that. I didn't read that last sentence. Nice. So it's a fucking barbecue fork. Cool. Cool. That's canon now.
Oh, that's useful. We can use this. We can use this rod to find the other pieces.
Hey. And we could have avoided this whole area if we had said we don't want to go in the hole.
This could actually be really useful. We could actually use
Yeah.
this to find the rest of the pieces, and we could essentially stop them from getting the weapon, and instead really be the ones with the said weapon.
So
Remember
all
that
I'm saying
each
is
one of these things weighs 100 pounds or more, though. Just keep
that's what I'm saying. I think
Yeah.
Danny's been carrying most of them.
Well,
I
like
think it's gonna be a case of find one, get it to safety, then find another piece, get it to safety, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Hop
Yeah.
a
Because
tail,
if
but get
this
hit
is
great.
because if this is an example of the size of them, yeah, we're not gonna be able to carry too many of these things.
hmm
So do you
I
guys
keep it alive.
climb your rope back up the thing? We'll say you guys figured out a way to get the 100-pound rod up there too. But do you guys leave this place?
I think we're done here. Yep.
Yeah.
You guys sure you don't want to try to get the treasure hoard?
I'm not. I'm not going to be
I'm
competing.
pretty sure that'd be
Cool.
pushing our luck.
Quick question: what level
Alright.
do you learn Fireball?
Lol.
What
Next
level do we
level.
start making good choices?
I mean, I
this
think
was
I
this
think
was
this was a pretty good choice.
yeah, this was
Yeah.
this was practically a masterclass on how to win without fighting.
This was fun.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, Danny. Technically speaking, I think the more higher we get, the more bad choices we'll probably make.
It's all in how you use your words.
Right, and plus, guys, like in situations like that, if you don't always have to say exactly what you want to say, like sometimes you can say, I'm not saying that that would have worked better this time, but sometimes you can say, I'd like to try and convince her to not kill us. You know, like things like that. I'll allow you to do checks. The reason Drake got advantage on that is because he worded it the way that he did, and that was good. So that's why you got advantage. But remember, you don't always have to say the specific thing. It's like me DMing like a creature with like a 22 int. Like I have the dumb. I do not have a 22 int. So like when I roleplay things like that, I like to say like he says something along these lines. You know what I mean? And then I'll let you guys use your imagination. The same can be done for conversational situations like we just had to. Like trying to roleplay a beholder. It's like he comes into the room and says something really smart. Just imagine something really smart being said, please.
So, is Red Larch a major city?
Red Larch is in fact a major city. I'll tell you guys a little bit what you would know about it right now. Red Larch is a pretty big town, bigger than Ampvale for sure.
I just want to know, now that we have this rod, whether we should take it back to Waterdeep, or whether Red Larch is also.
Well, depends.
A big enough city
Uh,
with capable people of protecting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like Waterdeep might be because you
I
have the
I
local land.
I feel
We
like the
do
only
have
places.
we do have the stone where we can communicate with Catherine within the Lord's Alliance to
Boom, do it,
get some,
do it, chief.
because
We
it
could
could also be the
we could
fact
get
that they
some.
may have operatives in Red Larch, which is closer, that can then get it to safety.
After we find out the location of the next one, and then from them from Waterdeep, from the safety of Waterdeep, they could start sending us the locations of each of these pieces, and we can collect them.
Bear in mind, Waterdeep is only provisionally safe for us, considering some of the folks that aren't as fond of certain members of our party.
True, but at the same time, there was a mage strong enough there to put up a shield over the entire castle ward. So
I
I'm
would
just
like to
saying.
point out that you guys are 30 miles from Red Larch and almost 100 from Waterdeep.
Yeah.
oh wait,
Yeah.
Throd only has a 10-mile range. Dang.
Oh, you're right.
Unless
If- Unless.
oh, never mind, that was the unless. My bad. Okay, yeah, the 10 miles is when you're searching for other pieces of it, like the adamantine pieces. Okay, my bad.
Yeah. So we have to keep this one piece with us, maybe like in the wagon or something, and kind of like every 10 miles, just like ping it, see
Well,
see if
I thought it
we
was
can get
once a
anything.
day.
It's 1d6 plus 4 charges,
Oh,
and
yes, 10 charges and
and recharges like every day.
I'm kind of curious. It's made out of adamantine, so I'm like, can theoretically Dandy
Did
use
you
it as a
guys do
weapon?
that? Did you guys contact Katha?
I
should.
do think we should.
We need to.
I will. Yes, let's do it.
So if you guys use your communication methods with Katha to reach out to her, she would say that while it was a wise thought to bring it back to Waterdeep, she recommends keeping one with you until you find another, and then dropping one off.
Mhm.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking too.
So she would confirm what you were thinking there, Drake, that you need them to find the others.
Well, she also needed to know that, if we die in the middle of the night, that we had one of these
Yes.
Yeah.
and that it was
Yeah.
out in the world.
So we can keep that like in the wagon basically, and then we'll like ping it every 10 miles and see if it hits anything.
Okay, so we can just assume that's your modus operandi. Use it a number of times that you have available to you per day, and so I will tell you if it does ping that another is close by.
Yeah.
Yep. So as we're like going on our road, on our path, if we ever come within 10 miles of one, the idea is that we ping it and we know where it is.
Though it is going to require somebody to attune to it, though.
The stuff
Somebody
that
will
the
need to attune
giant
to.
Do you have to attune to that?
It does require attunement.
Yep.
All right. Well, I don't have any magic items right now, so I can attune to it for the time being.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, everybody.
So that's handled.
So I do believe this is a good spot for us to wrap up for the day. Anything else we get into is going to be far deeper.